Thanks, Yumna, and ciao, everyone. So let me start with why at Bayer we are doing what Yumna just shared in her kind introduction. Bayer's mission is about essentially shaping a better future on health and nutrition. Health and nutrition is what our business is focusing on across the board. We strongly believe that in order to drive on this mission, digital is going to be a critical player. And as a matter of fact, if you look at our space from crop science through our consumer healthcare and pharma divisions, you can already see how we are taking a very deliberate effort in investing on digital capabilities. Being it digital farming, where essentially we are starting already to leverage data to make a difference for the farmers that we serve around the world, down to the level of optimizing, for example, the crop protection products that are to be used in every single square meter of cultivated land, ultimately with the goal of optimize the amount of product that you use, reduce waste, and ultimately drive sustainable agriculture. Or being it on our R&D efforts on digital health services and products, where ultimately our goal is going to be about leveraging digital to make sure that we can either identify the rising of disease earlier and earlier over time, in certain cases preventing them at all, or in certain other cases at least making sure that we get the right medicine in front of the right patient or the right consumer of our over-the-counter products at the right time in the right space. So, with digital becoming the key enabler of this vision and this strategy, we shaped a digital agenda which is made essentially of 5 enablers. Today, I'm going to share with you one of the 5, which is what we have branded as driving data as an asset. In other words, that's our data strategy that I'm going to share with you today. In a nutshell, our data strategy is about organizing all the activities around data and analytics into 4 layers. What I will do in the next few minutes is to take you through each of those layers and share with you overall what it is about, and most importantly, which is the key topic for today's presentation, share with you what a strategic partnership looks or does not look like to deliver on this framework. It goes without saying that we strongly believe that we cannot achieve that just with our own forces, so we really consider partnerships a key enabler of this overall strategy. Let's jump into it layer by layer. This is our data analytics platform. One takeaway for you on this activity layer, it's in-house. We made a very simple choice. We're going to go, in the long run, with an in-house data analytics platform. As you see, we have designed it conceptually in a very modular way so that we can drive innovation or iterate on the capabilities that are built on it module by module, maybe team by team, or maybe with different partners across each module. But when it comes then to partners, we will be looking now and in the future days at partners that help us either implement the current version of this architecture or to shape the future version of this platform. We will be less interested in partners that will provide us with platform as a service products. Why? It's mostly because we do want to make sure that we are able to make, at any point in time, the right choice for our organization, for our stakeholders, which means we do not want to be locked in with a specific platform provider in such a foundational layer. Layer number 2, data services. These activities are about turning data sets into data assets. Very simple definition of data assets. A data asset is a data source which is fair. Now, let me ask a question to the audience. How many of you are familiar with the FAIR data framework? Anybody in the room? I know for sure Yumna is because she saw my slides before. But So this is, of course, we will not get into the details today, but I definitely encourage you to look it up and look at it, because it's essentially about 16 base principles that are about how you make data findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable across functional area, across processes, across insights, or across digital products. So this is the core foundation, ultimately, of our data strategy. We believe that in 5 years from now, each and every data set that we will use is going to meet this criteria. On a personal note, I think it's good for us that the acronym resulting from this framework stands for an actual English word, FAIR, because the truth is, as part of our cultural and mindset efforts at Bayer, especially on the data and analytics community, we're really keen to make sure that we always remind ourselves that each and every data analytics professional, including all of this audience, needs to approach data projects in a fair way, or in other words, in an ethical way. And for Bayer, this is really at the core of our values, right? So one more reason for this layer of activities to be really the closest probably to my heart at Bayer. Now, third layer of activities is about 360 information products. This is essentially the activity layers where we integrate data. We have clearly seen in the past months and years, this is a journey of the past 2 years, that the biggest value and the most valuable advanced analytics use cases come from areas where we require to integrate data from other multiple data sources, or even from completely different functional domains. So data integration is key, is where we believe that we're going to make it or break it. And the way how we're going to do that is essentially by integrating data around key entities that we believe are critical for each and every division. We will have different information products for each and every division, because they're in different sub-industries. And with this, basically, we want to achieve a state where who is in charge of a given solution or a given insight service doesn't have to take care of the whole stack of data management to integrate data for that specific purpose. So the idea is to separate data consumption from data management and integrate data for most of the use cases that we are to drive. And then last is our fourth layer of basically analytics solutions or digital products. That's essentially where we consume the data that we have created. This is just an example of how the product portfolio looks like for a certain set of commercial processes of one of our division. A few words about the sourcing model. Probably it's fair to say that 1/3 of these products are built in-house by our own data scientists and data engineers. 1/3 is off-the-shelf solution from the market, and 1/3 is software as a service. What we expect from partners? Software as a service needs to be a strategic choice. Wherever we see SaaS solutions that indeed play on a specific niche, that don't require data integration, and that really come with a new use case where we have no internal capabilities, SaaS is a strategic choice of us. Wherever SaaS is a shortcut, for example, to implement a report that otherwise it would take 2 months to implement, or maybe 6 months, in that case, we will not use SaaS as a paradigm because simply it does not fit with the strategy that I told you until now. So let me leave you with the 3 key takeaways about our data strategy on the screen. And I pass the microphone line back to Yumna for a bit of a discussion about it.